think fast. As above, so below. You know, a lot of us like to think because of certain objects, because we can't hear it speak. You know, we can't see it. It doesn't walk like us. It doesn't talk like us. So it doesn't have any sentience. It's not real. You know, a lot of us have that idea, but you know, like when as above, so below on this level, like when you go to work, you know, and you working on any level, you know, you gotta rest for a little while. You know, even source or even you know, the creation story with God. You know, you got to. On the seventh day, you had to take a little break, you know what I'm saying? Take a little rest. In fact, and I thought about that aspect, like that seventh day is also an aspect of resting in that 7 pH level. You know, it's a balance between the acidic and alkaline nature, you know. Everything is in a balance. So that 7th day of rest for Source was like, you know, like, hey, I'm going to just rest right here on this 7 pH level in the middle part, you know. But anyway, getting to the point where don't forget that your crystals like to rest just as much as you like to rest. You know, we here working with our, you know, whether it's bracelets, you know, I don't have my wrap on me right now, but you know, the different crystal wraps or just crystals in general, you know, you want to let them take a little break every now and then, you know, just like how when you working or like you overworking and you trying to do something, and then eventually like you get all delirious because your brain been running on autopilot, and you all of a sudden you do the wrong thing, or you put this thing somewhere else where it wasn't supposed to be because you know you're tired, you're so fatigued, you're not even operating right. And that's the same thing with crystals. Like they could become so fatigued that they won't even operate right, and they'll do more harm than good to the situation. So you want to be aware to allow for the crystals to rest. You know, and speaking to the sentience of beings, I gotta tap into this for a little second too, about how you know, how like because people don't see something talking or see it walking around, or because it doesn't eat like us, or you know, defecate like us, you know, it's like, oh well, it's not, you know, it's not real, or it's not sentient, you know. It's like, nah. I made the video not so long ago about, like, you know, whether you're meat eating or eating plants, you're still killing something. Like we live in like the only way to perfection in this physical realm is to realize how imperfect things are. You know, again, the only way to get in a perfect place, or to you know, to get that realization of perfection. The realization of perfection in this physical realm is realizing that you are unperfected, you know, and accepting that and loving that. Because here it is where again, you don't eat meat, bruh. The grass is living, man. Like this grass I'm sitting on could say ouch if I jump on it too hard. Now just because I can't hear the ouch with my physical ears doesn't mean that it's not saying ouch. You know, like just because you can't hear a tree scream when you're cutting it doesn't mean it's not screaming. You know, like everything is living. Like we tend to just think about, like, all right, let me eat a plant. Yeah, a plant is healthier and alkalizing, but even think about that aspect. Like there's a such thing as being sick from being too high in alkalinity, you know. So is a balance on that level. But back to the fact that, you know, just because something, you know, doesn't operate exactly like how we operate doesn't mean it's not a you know, a sentient being, or it doesn't have a certain life force within it. You know, the crystals, you know, the fruits and vegetables, it has a certain life force in it, and it wants to exist just as much as you want to exist. That's why it's just important to just give thanks and praise to whatever you eat, you know, whatever it is, you know, like thank you, fruit, for offering your life, you know. Thank you, cow, duck, chicken, for offering, you know, because again, if a person could deal with the consequences of eating the meat, like, you know, they know it's gonna make the body acidic, you know, they know that it may possibly cause cancer. And then two, they may be doing it in moderation and not just for out, like, so they know these things and aware of these things. They know of the cause and effect vibration. So if they cool with it, it's gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? The only person that could throw it off is themselves by judging themselves, like, oh, I'm gonna die from eating this meat. Then if you program your subconscious to feel like that, like say for instance a vegan, then you make that mistake and eat something with meat in it. Matter of fact, I bet you as a vegan, you probably did this before. You might have had something that you just thought had some type of meat in it by mistake or something, and you was just sick as hell. Like you just was like, this and that, and probably come to find out, maybe if you haven't found out, but like probably on some type of level, let's just say it didn't have any type of trace of meat in it, and it was all in your brain. The placebo effect does exist, and of course it's to a certain extent, but it still exists nonetheless. But again, just because something is not screaming when you eating it, or because you feel like it doesn't have the sentence to move like me and dance and talk like me, so therefore it's inanimate. Like the argument that people make with fish and stuff. Like, well, fish is a lower life form. They don't really talk and do this, so I'll eat the fish because or the shrimp or the crawfish, because they don't talk and they don't, I mean, to you, obviously, they're not talking to you. Maybe that's why you eating them, because you jealous because they're not talking to you. Maybe if you could hear the crawfish talk and hear the fish talk and hear the crystal talk and all these things, maybe you'll have more of a respect for their existence. But again, it's all these things are living, But back to the main situation of giving your crystals a break, Every now and then, if your favorite pendant, your favorite bracelet, let it sit down for a little second. I was gonna say let it sit in the sun, but you don't want to let it just sit out in the sun for too long. But definitely, like, matter of fact, just like how you take a break in a vacation and you go to the spa and you go here and there, like taking care of yourself. Same thing with the crystals, like, give the crystals a little bath, like, matter of fact, I do it with intention. I be like, my intention in words and visualizations, I tell my crystals, I want all of you to rest right now. I want all of you to stop vibrating, stop emitting your vibrations and rest. I want you to, stop emitting any and all vibrations and just take a break right now and rest. And I visualize it, also speaking it into existence, That's the whole vibe, you want them to rest fully. Just like how when you want to rest, you want to rest, you really get your rest when you're able to fully, rest. So same thing with the crystals, they want to take a day off and relax in the sun for a little while. Then after relaxing in the sun, take a little bath. And after taking a bath, just sit out in in earth for a second. Just lay out in the grass or out in the sand, and connect. So just keep that in mind, that the crystals, they wanna chill out too. They don't want to overwork themselves either. Just like, as above, so below. Just like you don't want to overwork yourself. A certain aspect, like you don't overwork the things that we make. Everything is made in resemblance to us. You don't want to overwork your computer. You let your computer rest. You don't want to let it get overheated. It's just a bunch of things that gotta let it have a break, just like you have a break. Point blank period. But that's basically it. Give it rest with intention. Letting it know. As far as the crystals, stop vibrating. I want y'all to rest. Just chill out. Don't emit no vibrations. Don't worry about helping me right now. I want you to rest. It's about helping you right now. Talk to your crystals. Really, connect. But that's basically it. And again, remember the simple aspects in which I got all kind of information on crystals under the Crystal Vibrations playlist. But smudging them with your sage or Palo Santo, clearing them out either with you could either cleanse them actually with water, but also look up the different properties, or look up like different crystals react differently to different cleanses. Cleanses. Where some crystals can't deal with salt water, some of them can. Some of them shouldn't be in water at all. Like a selenite, the first thing that comes to mind. So you don't want to cleanse them with the water, or if you will, you like take a towel and rub on it. Cleanse it on that level. But you definitely want to cleanse your crystals and also let them get sunlight. Some of them you can't leave out too long because they end up getting sun bleached, but let the crystals get re-energized. Definitely the shungite. One of the main things for shungite to do what it do on the high level, on the antioxidant level that it does, is getting that sunlight. As a matter of fact, as above, so below. It's basically a piece of carbon. Especially elite shungite is basically 98% carbon, and carbon is, basically what melanin is in essence too. So it would make sense for that shungite to really thrive off of that sunlight and really get cleared off of sunlight. As above, so below in all aspects. But peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace.